To really take full advantage of dotloop, I want to add my documents from templates. Just like before, you'll want to click Add Document, but this time select Add from Templates. As you can see, I have several different document templates to choose from. Since I'm working with a listing, I'll just go to the car, single family, or condo listing template. I'll select the listing agreement, click Add Documents, and voila, I have the listing agreement in my loop. Now that the listing agreement is in here, I can simply click on it to open and edit it. Before I get to the form itself, this autofill window will pop up. This includes all the information that you entered in the View Details tab and allows you to enter additional data if you wish. I do not wish, so I'm just going to click the big blue autofill button down at the bottom, and it autofills. And now I can go through the remaining fields and fill them out. I'm not going to do that since I trust you know how to fill out a listing agreement, so instead we're just going to pretend that this is finished and click Save. I can go ahead and share this with my seller, but we'll get into sharing in the next tutorial. I'll go back into my loop. Now keep in mind that folders are the best way to keep your transactions organized. For example, with listings, you'll want to have one folder for the listing documents, another folder for offer and/or contract documents, using a different folder for each potential buyer, and another folder for your closing documents, such as the buyer brokerage request and settlement statement. For buyers, you may want to have one folder for the pre-qualification letter and saved MLS searches. You'd create a new folder for each property your buyer submits an offer on, and, again, a final folder for the closing documents. Also remember that when you submit a transaction for review, you can only select an entire folder, not individual documents from within it. In other words, try to keep your folders somewhat streamlined. You don't want to include previous MLS searches in a folder you're submitting for review. On the other hand, be sure not to leave out documentation. If you have a contract in one folder and the disclosures in another, submit both folders for review. Better yet, keep the contract and disclosures together in one folder. Finally, if you submitted an offer and received a counter that your buyer accepted, please don't include the initial offer when you submit the contract for review. This just makes it confusing for the admins, especially if both the offer and the accepted contract are labeled contract. You can archive the offer by clicking the three little dots to the right of the document name and selecting Archive. If you prefer to keep the offer visible in the loop, you might have one folder for the offer documents and another for the accepted contract and executed disclosures. You can even move documents from one folder to another by selecting the document you want to move and clicking Make a Copy. Copy the document as a .loop document and click To Loop. This will open a new window that allows you to search for the loop to which you want to copy the document and select which folder to copy it to. After copying it, you can go ahead and archive the document from the old folder. This may sound like a lot of rules to remember, but it all comes down to keeping documents from the same stage of a transaction together without including a lot of extraneous files. This will help you to stay organized and avoid making mistakes, such as sharing the wrong version of a file with an attorney. It will also assist the admins in making sure the office has the correct version of all necessary documentation. That's all for this tutorial. Be sure to check out the next one on sharing documents.